I banned the export of minerals from Uganda and process. I banned them. Piga marufuku.
Welcome to Talk of Africa 360, your source for insightful news, analysis, and thoughtful commentary. If you value informed perspectives and fact-based reporting, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Disclaimer: the content on this channel is based on reliable public sources and credible online information. It is intended strictly for educational and analytical purposes. We do not promote or endorse political violence, hate speech, or any form of discrimination. Our goal is to inform, not to inflame. Thanks for being here. Let's stay informed together.
In a bold and unexpected announcement on June 7th, Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni told the nation that a discovery of historic proportions had been made. The country is sitting on gold reserves estimated to be worth over $12.8 trillion, according to his State of the Nation address. Officials uncovered more than 31 million metric tons of gold-bearing ore, containing up to 320,000 metric tons of extractable gold beneath Ugandan soil. Museveni, speaking with confidence, revealed that Uganda's Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development had briefed the cabinet, projecting at least $700 million in potential royalties for a nation confronting poverty, infrastructure gaps, and a heavy reliance on foreign aid. This was more than just good news, it was a possible game-changer. The excitement was instant. Headlines flashed across international news, but as the golden dust settled, a wave of skepticism began to rise. Within Uganda and beyond, geologists, analysts, and mining professionals started to ask hard questions. Alex Kaija-Tampia-Rabino, head of the Geological Society of Uganda, challenged the figures outright. He said the reported quantities were strange and emphasized that such volumes would defy known global geological data. The analysis came from Wago Mining Uganda Limited, a Chinese-owned company, and there's concern the figures may have been distorted, possibly due to mistranslation or misinterpretation of Mandarin reports. Don Bizinjai-Benina, a policy analyst specializing in minerals and energy, added another layer of doubt. He pointed to U.S. Geological Survey data, which estimates that just 244,000 metric tons of gold have ever been discovered worldwide. If Uganda's numbers are correct, it would mean one country alone has more gold than the rest of the world, 115 times more, to be precise. That raises the question: is this a genuine discovery, or a numerical mix-up? Did someone confuse ounces with tons? When local media attempted to verify the claims with Uganda's Directorate of Geological Survey and Mines, they were met with evasiveness. One insider admitted the figures were still under review and might have been misunderstood. This comes at a time when Uganda is facing international sanctions, but Museveni's stance remains defiant. He made it clear that Uganda won't be exporting raw minerals anymore. "Over my dead body," he declared, "I have banned all unprocessed minerals from being exported. Let them stay underground. Our grandchildren can dig them up. Not now, not ever." This declaration signals a dramatic shift. Any development, refining, or commercialization of these resources must now happen within Uganda and on Uganda's terms. This bold move mirrors similar steps taken by Captain Ibrahim Traore, the transitional leader of Burkina Faso. Since coming to power in 2022, Traore has made resource nationalism a central tenet of his leadership. Like Museveni, he's pushed back against the legacy of foreign exploitation by reasserting control over his country's most valuable asset, gold. Gold accounts for over 70% of Burkina Faso's exports. Yet, for years, the profits flowed outward through foreign-owned companies, especially from France, Canada, and Australia, while the Burkina people saw little benefit. Traore's government has begun cancelling licenses of companies involved in tax evasion, shady practices, or breaches of contract. These operations are being handed over to the state or national entities more aligned with the public interest. Another key part of Traore's strategy: cracking down on gold smuggling. Large volumes of gold were being trafficked across borders illegally, especially into neighboring states. Traore mobilized security forces and intelligence to intercept these illicit networks and ensure that national wealth stays where it belongs. This is more than a gold policy, it's a political message. It signals a desire for economic independence, for rewriting rules long dictated by neo-colonial powers. Burkina Faso, along with Mali and Niger, members of the Alliance of Sahel States AES, are pushing a new model built on sovereignty, unity, and Pan-Africanism. But with ambition comes challenge. Reclaiming mines isn't just about waving a flag, it requires trained experts, investment, and a system immune to corruption. Burkina Faso now risks economic backlash from powerful Western interests, and trial faces internal resistance from elites who thrived under the old order. Still, many ordinary citizens support this shift, seeing it as long overdue. Museveni's recent decision to block raw exports could be read in the same light, as a clear message to the West that Uganda refuses to be just a well of raw wealth for others to tap. Like Trowell, he's turning natural resources into a symbol of self-rule and dignity. But one major question remains: is Uganda's coal discovery real? Or is it a grand illusion? Is this the dawn of a golden era, or just political showmanship meant to ignite national pride? Regardless of the numbers, Museveni made one thing crystal clear: no raw gold will leave Uganda. Over my dead body, he said. I've banned all exports of unprocessed minerals. Let them stay underground until our grandchildren dig them up. This marks a shift, a rejection of the decades-long pattern where Africa exports raw materials only to import them back at 10 times the cost, and Uganda isn't alone. So, back to the question: is Uganda sitting on a gold empire? Or are these figures just too good to be true? Whether the discovery is real or not, the message is loud and clear. Africa is tired of being a source of raw wealth for foreign empires, from Kampala to Ouagadougou. A new generation of leaders is rising, one mine, one refinery, one policy at a time. Let us know your thoughts below. Is this the dawn of a new golden age, or just another case of hype over hope?
I was meeting an American delegation just now, and I was telling them that please, the new government of Mr. Trump, be clear on this point. When you export unprocessed coffee, as we have been doing all this time, you get about $2.5 a kilo. The price is now a bit higher, but normally it was around $2.5 a kilo of very good coffee. What they call screen 18, the one with good seeds. When somebody goes and makes coffee, powdered coffee out of that, he may get as much as $40. Now, according to the present value of business in the world of coffee, the present value is $460 billion, the value of coffee business in the world. How much are the coffee exporting countries getting out of that? Only $25 billion. $460 billion, but all the coffee growing countries of the world, all of them, Brazil, Colombia, Vietnam, Uganda, Africa, you get $25 billion. Our wonderful Africa, out of that, gets $2.5 billion. And 1.6 billion of that is coming to Uganda now. But this is because of the high coffee prices. Normally Uganda gets about 900 million out of the 2.5 billion. So, now, if you take a raw material like cotton, so in other words, in every kilogram of coffee, Africa is donating about more than $20 to the rest of the world, if not more. But also donating jobs. If you take textiles, cotton has got like 6 job levels. You grow the cotton, that's some job. When you harvest the cotton, you gin it, you remove the seeds. That's another level of jobs, the ginneries. Now, much of the African cotton has been ending there. They export what they call lint cotton, cotton without seeds, after removing the seeds. Then somebody else goes and does the spinning. Spinning is another level of jobs. Then the weaving, that's another level of jobs. Then the printing of colors, that's another level of jobs. Then the tailoring now to make garments, that's another level of jobs. Of course, there are other values in cotton which Africans were not bothered with. Gunpowder is from cotton. People don't know that. That's why the Chinese were taking a lot of cotton. Because part of the cotton is what you use to make nitrocellulose, which makes the gunpowder. So that's another bottleneck. They're relying on raw materials, exporting. You are donating money and donating jobs. When you see these children dying in the Mediterranean, going to Europe, this is the problem. They are being killed by these economies of raw materials. So you can go to every raw material, whether it is agro-based or minerals. Some people wanted us to export. We have got very good iron ore here. The best in the world, high grade, 70% pure. It's the best. There's only the one of Peru is near, about 50%, but ours is much higher. So some people wanted us to export iron ore, or tare, we call it in our language, to India. And one of our districts, where some people who are here, whom I see come from, had already made a deal with India that we sell our iron ore to them as iron ore. I said over my dead body, I have banned all the export of unprocessed minerals from here. Let them stay in the ground. When the grandchildren come, they will get them out. So,
as reactions continue to pour in from across the continent, one thing is clear. Africa is demanding respect, sovereignty, and accountability. Was this just a diplomatic misstep or a deeper sign of shifting global alliances? We'll be watching closely. If you found this story important, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real, unfiltered African news. This is Talk of Africa 360, telling the stories that matter.